Diary of an Ice Dodo Pro. Z-Ray. My life? Sunday. My life? Pretty average. I go to school, meet up with my girlfriend, head to my CP geometry class, aka not like Geometry Dash at all, and also the worst ever. Hang out with my friends, get pushed around by Reed and his Goonies, but when I get home, my life takes a complete 180. I become the greatest player Ice Dodo has ever seen, and a true champion of video gaming. That's right, I am Zetta-Ray, the legendary player who almost beat Heliopolis and Evil Purple Crystals. While many have tried and maybe even succeeded in becoming top players before me, I have the indistinguishable trait that elevates me above them, my pure honesty and craving for justice. I refuse to fake my progress or cheat on a level when many others would give up and lie about beating it. That's the trick to getting a girlfriend. ... Monday. Okay. I have to admit, I'm not exactly a perfect student. Today we had a pop quiz during math class, and let's just say, Mom isn't going to be too happy when she sees a report card. But in my defense, there's this really important Ice Dodo tournament coming up next Friday, and you can't expect me to not practice for it. I'm planning on keeping it a surprise so I can tell my girlfriend about how I won against everyone. I just know she'll be impressed, because whenever I tell her about my feats, she always gives a little chuckle and says, "That's cool." Who knew being an Ice Dodo champion was so easy? And when my mom finds out about the reasoning behind all this, I'm sure she'll put this all behind her. Tuesday. When I was getting out of my last period, having just created tons of drama in English class talking to my girlfriend, who sits next to me, about my nail length. But suddenly, I get a notification on my phone. It was from the tournament server. The brackets and placements were finally announced, and I couldn't be more excited. We're repeating the same progress from an earlier season, where we have groups that combine players with similar skills. Once sole victors emerge from each of these divisions, the normal bracket system begins, ending sooner than normal. I rushed home as I read the rest of the announcement. Turns out, I ended up in the second highest division. Looking at the other players, I knew I could take them all. I mean, who would lose to players like Ah Hero and Gopher? Noobs. It seems like Golden, the host, underestimated my full skill capacity enough to put me in so low in the divisions. This will be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Wednesday. Let's just say I had a pretty interesting day. While I was eating lunch at the table, While I was eating lunch at the table I claimed as my territory last year, I turned around and discovered something that I hadn't seen before. It was a mask on the floor, black as night, and, I don't know, something about it just felt like it was drawing me towards it. I snatched it from the puddle on the floor and tried it on at once. I think the mask has changed everything since then. I got an A on my Pythagorean theorem quiz, and I was able to avoid Reed, Urias, and his clones in the hallway after third period. The biggest troublemakers in the whole school. But the best of all was when I went home and started my daily practice session for the tournament. I didn't die a single time while I was playing the difficulty 3 section. The mask dried up now, but I still have it on me. I think it has some kind of magical good luck power. It also makes me feel like I'm a mysterious anime character who doesn't like to be seen in public. I even showed it to my girlfriend, who thought it looked so cool, but I think she was probably too busy with her group's project to say anything about it. Thursday. It seems like the big tournament is starting to stir some things up on Onion Fist Studios. It all started when I set the new world record speedrun time on the Sulphurous Sea by Bumpo, who used to be part of this school gang who call themselves the Private Domicile. I don't really know what domicile means, but I think it's some kind of new brainwat word. Anyways, when I unveiled my accomplishment to the server, which is a world record, by the way, people didn't seem too impressed. They told me that if I really was going to be the Ice Dodo champion, I'd have to do more than just get a record on a puny difficulty 3 map like the Sulphurous Sea. But then something dreaded happened. Reed Yerhas got online. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This is a picture. When he read the conversation that had unfolded in hashtag speedrunning, he began making fun of me and told me I'd never become the Ice Dodo champion. I should have known the power of the mask wouldn't transcend into the digital plane, seeing as I had met my kryptonite. I decided to stand my ground against Reed, something I had never done before. Eventually, we came to a compromise. By Sunday, he is going to create the ultimate Ice Dodo challenge for me to prove my skills, and I'm going to beat it. Friday. Well, since my usual writing time is at 8 o'clock p.m., I had no choice but to bring my diary with me to the restaurant. I'm on a very special date with my girlfriend. While I'm writing this, I'm munching down on my favorite specialty, 2 Del Taco orders of 4-piece donut bites to dine in, with a strawberry shake to wash it down, of course. I asked if my girlfriend wanted some, but she didn't seem very hungry. More for me, I guess. She's been staring down at her phone for a while, but that's okay. I think she's just feeling tired. Besides, I'm also very busy in my laptop monitoring the tournament server for more news. I'm starting to get full now, and I feel pretty great about our time. She seems to be kind of worn out after all that hard work with that group project. I guess she's just the nightlife kind of person. Is he alright? Not the nightlife? Oh, I didn't see that. Saturday. Oh, I feel awful right now. Have you ever felt like you've been hit by a bus when you wake up in the morning after a long night? Well, imagine feeling like you just got hit by a tank. The tournament is 2 weeks from now, and I can barely get out of my bed in my current state. I have so much practice to do, and it's already Saturday. Again, the tournament is next Friday. So if I can't get a hold of myself, I could lose everything. And I don't know what I would do if I lost the Ice Dodo tournament. If Zetta-Ray, of all people, got beaten out at his game. On top of all that, to rub salt in the wound, my girlfriend broke up with me. I'm literally shaking so much right now. Freaking body, stop shaking! The next day. So I should probably explain... Oh, wait, this is the same thing. So, I should probably explain why she broke up with me. I don't think it makes any sense at all. But there's nothing I can do now. I thought our date last night was going pretty well. And I assumed she was just tired from doing her group project. That's why I chose to do it alone, since I knew it would be less work. But once I finished off the last donut bite, I asked her if she could order me some more for me. As soon as I said that, she put her phone down and looked up at me. She seemed angry. She started to explain to me how she was annoyed with my constant lack of consideration for anybody else, and how she felt like I was just using her as a status symbol to flex on everyone online. If I had a lack of consideration for her, I wouldn't have been sharing with her all of my achievements on Ice Dodo. After that, she told me that she just wanted to be treated respectfully, and she announced right then and there that she was breaking up. What? Since that was my ride, I had to call my mom and make her pick me up at the Del Taco. Embarrassing! I could hardly sleep for some reason, and now I'm sitting here writing in my journal. My stomach has been hurting for a couple hours now, and I had to throw up in the toilet because of how shocked I was after everything that happened last night. I feel like my entire life just collapsed around me, and I don't know how to get it back together. But if I don't want to lose the tournament and sink even further down, I don't have much of a choice. Sunday. It's complete. This afternoon, Reed Yerhas pinged me on Discord. A a 10-year-old named Tiny URL. Okay, tiny. Wait, what? Oh yeah, Tiny URL. Yeah, I see it. A Tiny URL named Nefarious Purple Crystals, or NPC for short. I thought I would have more time to recover from what happened on Friday. To be honest, I completely forgot that he was working on it. But I have to beat it soon and gain his recognition as the ultimate Ice Dodo champion. I can't afford to lose even more than what I already have. Heh. I'll figure it out. I figure it'll be pretty good practice for the tournament, too. I opened up the map and got a start on it. So far, it just looks like the original map. Cool purple crystals, but everything is wrong. Everything is dark and fiery. It really is the manifestation of everything and everyone that has opposed me, which is why I know I can overcome its challenges. I have to. The map starts with the hallway in CPC, recolored to fade from a pale red to crimson, instead of sky blue to navy. While the original has a few walls that you have to dodge and weave around, you instead have to squeeze in between this extremely tight kill block gap like a thief, which is where I usually die. Once you pass this, you tumble at the end down an elevator, which takes you to the second layer of hell. HE double hockey stick, sorry. This part has radiant purple crystals that jet out from the molten below. And, like in the original, your player is reduced... Your player... What? Your player GY... Your player GY is reduced and you have to leap across the waves of hot lava. However, from what I can understand, your GY is still increased by just a little bit more, and it makes the jumps far harder to cross. But as long as you believe, you can make it. This next part is where the real challenge starts, and you're really gonna have to wake up for it. The third room is made of bridges thinner than a grain of wheat at night, and the cylinder killbacks of the original, but everything is buffed again, and the whole thing is set to SL equals off, which makes the latter half inconsistent and buggy. Buggy isn't glitchy, not like ants in your pants and sleeves. But if you aren't just flat out lucky, you'll have to grieve your deaths for hours of playtime before getting through it. That's all I've been able to find so far. The first 3 rooms. Yeah, they are a pain in the butt, but I'm sure there can't be much more to the map, right? There's just no way that Reed Yerhaus actually made the full map buffed and expected me to beat it. And so I practiced and practiced through the night and end up until the butt crack of dawn. Monday, cool. Tuesday, cool. Wednesday, talent. Oh, it's not over? Okay. Still, come back for part 2, guys. Come back for part 2.